I just started out a trip yesterday on the Appalachian Trail. Um, I went to Manassas Gap, and I only got to hike like 2.5 miles because I didn't get to start hiking till about 6:30 in the evening. And so anyway, I made it 2.5 miles and just woke up. I'm near the Manassas Gap shelter in Virginia. And yeah, so right now I'm just doing coffee uh, in my fancy feast stove with my big shug pot. And so pretty soon I'll get packed up and start my Saturday hike. So looks like I'll try to do a long day today, and then just like a half a day tomorrow, and then back home. Just doing a second coffee. It's a pretty nice morning. It was a nice night. Um, so I forget what time I got here, and I got set up. So when you get to the Manassas Gap shelter, it's only about 100-yard blue blaze trail, but all the way back is like these little offshoot sites. And so yeah, I found actually the first one right by the trail. Had some nice trees to hang from. So this was my little breakfast nook here, down right beside me. Got my big pot. I brought my alcohol stove. Kind of forgot how much I liked my homemade fancy feast stove. So that was pretty fun to use again. So anyway, so I was here for a little while last night, and it got dark, and then some guy showed up, and his name was Alaska, but he he looked like a section hiker, or maybe he did like a big part of the trail, and he said he hasn't hiked since like 2003. But anyway, so this guy like got a site. He came in real late, and then got a site, and then he was up at like 4 and started packing up. He said he was just doing like an overnight, and I don't know, to each their own. I mean, if I was gonna do a one nighter like that, I mean, hell, I'd sleep in, like I'd sleep in, make breakfast, and then it's only 2.5 miles, 2.3 miles. I would have stayed a while and you know at least had a nice morning out of it. But shoot, that guy he was back on the trail at like 5:10, walked past me, and um, you know, so anyway, the trail's a lot nicer than northern PA around here, of course. So that's why I'm not really killing myself to get on the trail. Um, you know, first thing, I'm just kind of relaxing a little bit. I'll get packed up here pretty soon. Um, so I guess that's the morning report. Uh, and while I'm thinking about it, my I guess you would say that for on and off here for a while, my stellar YouTube career is going to be kind of a little bit dormant. Um, so I'm in the process of selling my first house that I bought. Um, I've been renting it out since 2009. because around the time when I got my new house was during that like 2008 range where that we had the market crash, and so it was tough to sell the property at that time, and then I had just rented it out. And recently it just got to the point where I had to get it back on the market to sell it. It's been on the market since March. um, Finally got a buyer, and basically what that equates to is some of the plans that I had. I feel like the last 2 years, like a lot of my plans in my head for hiking just kind of got broken or fell apart. But this time it's like a more of a legitimate thing. I got to get through this house sale. I can't go too far away. I can't be gone hiking for, like an extended period of time because of paperwork and things I got to be around for. And then, of course, like the settlement. So, it just ties up some time, but I'm glad for it. I can't wait um, to finish this deal and lift that weight off my shoulders. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with, but it's a good thing because I just can't wait to be done with that house. And just on the side note with the house, it's just kind of a shame. I bought that house in 2001. It was my first house. When I bought it, it was a very nice neighborhood. It was kind of like outside of the city of Harrisburg, but it was like in a nice area, and it was in the better school district. And it was a nice quiet little street. A lot of older people lived there. There was a guy that lived there. He worked for the township for, you know 20, 30 years, something like that, like 25 years at that point. um, he was basically almost like on the verge of retirement. It was very well kept. Everybody was nice, and it was very clean. And over the course of time, some of the old people died off. There was like one like white trash family there, and it seemed like kind of like they started the trend as like they had just kind of defaulted on their loan or whatever, and then left the house. And then so um, one of those property management companies that does like bank repos and stuff, they got it, and then they started renting it out Section 8, and then that just caused the downward spiral. And then not long after that, the guy that worked for the township died of a heart attack. And so once those two things happened, the neighborhood just went to shit. Now it's like Section 8. Um, it's just a shame, how Section 8 is going everywhere. Um, Basically, all the properties in the city are becoming unlivable, so everybody is looking for somewhere else to go. And unfortunately, it's just getting in some of the nicer neighborhoods, which is fine. I mean, I'm all for that, but I mean, you can't, like, in my opinion, is like if you're gonna go live in a better neighborhood, well, then why don't you treat it like a better neighborhood and not like, the hood rat asylum where you came from, where you just like litter and just trash the place. So, but anyway, can't wait to be done with that. And it's just going to be a huge stress relief. So, yeah, so some of the things that I wanted to do in the next like month, which were some longer hikes, um, it's just most likely not going to happen. And I'm fine with that. Just got to take care of business, um, and that reduces stress, reduces monthly payment. Like on like like I get rent, but like I'm paying all these other bills for the property, so taxes, this, that, the other. So it just wipes a lot of BS like out of my life. So yeah, it's just a good thing. So well, I'm gonna finish up my coffee here, and looks about time to be getting on the trail. It's so nice when you wake up and get on the trail, and it's basically like this. It's been like this for, you know, over a mile now out of the shelter, and it's just so easy. Yeah, this is real enjoyable. Probably hasn't been anybody that passed through here in, I'd say, 2 days. I was running into cobweb houses that, they just don't get built overnight. So, but yeah, it's a really nice morning, and hoping it's like this for at least a little bit longer, just so I can get my legs moving and stay in this rhythm for a while. Yeah, overall though, I like hiking during the week better. I don't like the short weekend type of thing. Like yesterday, I didn't start hiking till 6:30 p.m. I had planned on starting earlier, but when you're driving down 81 from the Harrisburg area down to Virginia, I mean, it just, on a Friday, accidents, sitting in parking lot style traffic, and then it's like, by the time I got started, it was like, okay, well, 2.5 miles to the shelter. I wanted to do more like 6, and that would get my legs going a little better, and also I'd be able to sleep better because I'd be a little bit more, worn out, but it just didn't work out that way. So I like it when I have multiple days to, get going and actually, get some decent miles in. So today is just going to be, whatever I can do, 15, 18 miles maybe, and then just see how the trail is, and hopefully just make it Sunday, before lunchtime to either like Snickers Gap or the Bears Den Hostel, so I can get my shuttle pickup. So it's about 11 o'clock, and I just got done taking a break, kind of like a second breakfast break, and prop my legs up. Going through this state park on the way to Ashby Gap, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Just really easy trail, as you can see, and so yeah, I'm just kind of pushing forward for that 2 o'clock break, longer break, where I'll try to find a spot to prop my legs up again and just see how I'm feeling on the back 9. So but yeah, it couldn't be a better day. It's not humid, it's a nice breeze. So a lot of people out today, going through the park, and saw a couple of 2 or 3 southbound through hikers. The one guy stopped and talked to me. His name was Glucose, and so I was just answering his questions about the Shenandoah National Park. So But yeah, it's this area is really nice. It beats the heck out of northern PA, that's for sure. Well, here we go. Time for the roller coaster. So we'll see if we're supposed to believe the hype. So it was like mid-morning. It might have been 10 o'clock. This day hiker guy passed me going southbound, and he was more like an endurance type of runner. He had 2 trekking poles, but they were like the runner type trekking poles. And he had like a little backpack, and he was kind of, I could tell he was running probably, I don't know, maybe 4 miles an hour. He was going, and I'm a mile into the roller coaster, and then this guy's coming past me, northbound now, right? And I mean, when I saw him, that was even, I think, before that state park I went through. And I said something to him when he was coming by. I said, well, are you like just like day hiking yo-yo the roller coaster? So in a nutshell, this dude has 13 miles to go to the end of the day. He basically yo-yoed the roller coaster like plus like 20 or something like that, or I think he said it was something like a total of 38 miles for the day. I mean, that's impressive. That's impressive, because just back there before he passed me, I had to take another break. I was ready to like bonk out. I had to stop and get a little bit of caffeine, an energy drink, and eat a couple spoonfuls of peanut butter and stuff, because I was like zonking out. But this dude, I mean, that's just impressive. 38 mile plus like the roller coaster. That's pretty crazy. That's why I never truly make fun of day hikers, even because I am too. Because I'll just go ahead and say like 90% of day hikers are more badass than you. And that's just the facts. I kind of wish that like I had more time just to be like a badass day hiker. Like if I did bigger day hikes like all the time. So, and because like after seeing that guy, but I mean really what I've noticed like the times I've been in the Shenandoah is like the true, and even this like kind of Virginia section coming from Shenandoah, there's like so many Chinese people, and they're like hardcore, right? Like, so when I was in the Shenandoah last year, there was this couple, and they went to this shelter, and they had like small backpacks, but they pulled out like this like 9-course meal for lunch. I mean, it was basically like when there's like 50 Mexicans coming out of like the LA car. I mean, that's how much stuff they were pulling out of these backpacks. And I was just sitting there like, holy crap. And these 2 people like ate so much food, I couldn't even believe it. And they couldn't speak very good English, but this guy was showing me like on his map of like what they hiked that day. And so basically they're doing like these circuit hikes in the park where you use the AT to connect all their other trails and do like loops and stuff. And he was basically like, yeah, like we started it because it was like 1 o'clock, and he's like, yeah, like we started at like 7, and then basically did this, went on this other trail, back to the AT, now we're here, and then we're going there. Basically like showing me this like this like crazy like 18-mile day hike, and they ate like freaking champions that day. And it's just crazy to me, like I'm sitting there like, wow, like that's a big production for a day hike, like to bring all that food. But I don't know, maybe it's not. Maybe I'll try to find the smallest backpack I can find and load it with like the whole fridge and see what happens. So anyway, Chinese people are like freaking hardcore. So there you have it. Seriously though, if I was like pro at YouTube, I would have like way better stuff to talk about. Well, I'm right here. I'm halfway between Piney Ridge and Ashby Hollow, and I'm 18 miles into my trip at this white blaze right here. 18 miles into my trip, and that makes 400 miles exactly right here on the AT. And also the other thing is that this weekend is the weekend that I've been alcohol free for 4 years. So 4 years, 400 miles. It's part of the reason why I wanted to get away and do this hike. I knew I had like 18 miles to do to get there, and so, you know, just wanted to get outside and enjoy it, and hang in my hammock and relax. And so when I get to camp, I'm gonna celebrate with with a packet gourmet Texas State Fair chili and probably some lemonade. Yay. Just getting my campsite ready to go, and hanging right by this brook. There's my view for the night. Up there, there's a waterfall that's pretty cool. I'll probably go up there then to show you. I couldn't hang from up there because the one tree I would have had to hang on was basically dead, and that was kind of sketchy. But this is epic hang. It's like right there. So awesome. Right now I'm heating my water up in my sugar pot. Got the Texas State Fair chili, packet gourmet. There's a look down in there. Chili, beans, and then it comes with cheese and tortilla chips and a hot sauce, and you top those after it cooks in the pot. It's gonna rule. Look at that. Got the hot sauce in there, cheese and tortillas. Oh yeah, time to eat. No more screwing around. Look at that. Man. Got the nice sounds of the waterfall coming through the brook. That log is kind of, I mean, you probably can't see it in the camera, but I mean, it's still great. If I could have had that other site up there, I probably should have just done it, but that one tree was dead, and it was basically dead on the edge of like on the edge of the bank, and I just thought if I hang from that, I guarantee that would just come apart in the middle of the night. So but yeah, this is great right here. I got my food bag hung way over that way. That's pretty far out of the way. And the Texas State Fair chili. Oh man, packet gourmet is good, and I'm not just saying that. The Texas State Fair chili is like literally like Your grandma made that. And then you just added tortilla chips, cheese, and the hot sauce in there. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Packet Gourmet is good. I like a couple Mountain House. So the Mountain House ones that I like, the beef stroganoff is great, the beef stew, and then the other one I like, it's like a chicken fajita, something or other with rice. Those three Mountain House's dinners are really good. And I like the Mountain House like eggs and bacon because you can do them during the day and throw them in a wrap with cheese too. Uh, but the Mountain House lasagna, horrible. That one is so bad. It's so hard to clean if you put it in a pot because it's just like loaded with like the fake cheese. Yeah, I didn't like the Mountain House lasagna. But Packet Gourmet, yeah, that's Packet Gourmet is some good stuff. Got this huge rock over there too. So yeah, this little valley down here. Actually, I hiked the extra 1.2 to get here. Um, I was gonna stay back there at the bottom of Ashby Hollow, and there was like a little bridge there, and there was a stream coming through, and there was nice hammock sites and everything. But I saw a bunch of scat laying around, and then I could hear it was like a pack of freaking dogs barking, and I don't know if it was somebody's dogs or if it was like a pack of wild dogs, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep on going, and I'm glad I kept on going because I would have seen this first thing in the morning and just like I would have been like, why didn't I stay here? Um, so yeah, but this is an awesome campsite. Um, so the waterfall up at the top there is it's pretty cool. It's really nice. So yeah, a couple people been coming through here. There was like two couples and then like a young girl with a backpack. She was like, she's like, do you have any friends or not? I was like, well, not this weekend. But I looking on gut hooks. I don't know where the next tent site would be. You can't fit a tent in here unless if you got a really good pad, because it's all rocks. So yeah, screw tents. This is where it's at. I've become more and more about the epic hang. Like that's what I want. I want an epic hang. I don't care if I hike 5 miles or 40 to get to it. Um, so, yeah, I'm just laying here relaxing. Um, should be a nice night. Yeah, and when uh, when I say like I'm all about the epic hang, is like the last couple hikes I've done. Uh, I'll just a little bit say like I have less interest in like wanting to complete the whole Appalachian Trail, like from end to end, section hiking it. I think it'd be fun. It's something I'll probably still, maybe try to keep plugging away at. But um, it's I have two sections that I know that I'm gonna fill up, and that's basically from it'll end up being from Bearsden Hostel to the Mason-Dixon line. I have that section to do, and then I have the very top 35 miles of PA to finish. And once I get those two sections done, I will once I get those two sections done, I will have from Rockfish Gap, the beginning of the Shenandoah, to the New Jersey, New York um, state line border complete, which would be, I think, a little bit, maybe close to a quarter of the trail. And once I get those two sections done, I can tell you right now, it's going to be more about the epic hang. You know, like if I don't get to hike New York on the AT, or like Connecticut, you know, some of these like places that aren't, you know, just like have epic stuff going on, then I don't really care. I mean, that's basically where I'm getting at with it. Um, you know, I definitely want to hike Maine. I definitely want to hike Georgia. I probably like finish Virginia just because I have, I don't know, 100 or so miles of it done, and I'll want to do that, you know, McAfee Knob and like, you know, that kind of stuff, because there's some cool stuff in Virginia, and I like Virginia. But beyond that, you know, I just honestly, like, I don't care if I do the Smoky Mountains. Like, I just don't care. Um, I don't want to go to the Smoky Mountains and sleep in a shelter. Like, it's just not my thing. So, um, I am planning another trail. I don't know if I'll get to it this fall with like the stuff that's going on. I was going to do a shorter through hike of this one trail that's several epic campsites that you know, that if you plan it out right, you can get to it. Um, get to all of them, or most all of them. So honestly, I'm either going to try to maybe do that this fall, or it would just be next year, like the spring or the fall, something like that. It's not much of a summer trail, um, just because, you know, other trails aren't maintained as much. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Is like, I just, I like to hike. I like to hike a lot and do, you know, big sections, you know, while I'm hiking, and, you know, do the 15 or 16 miles a day. You know, I like that, but, you know, I don't know. Just like last night, the only place I could get to was the shelter area, and there's, you know, it's just like whatever, you know. So, you know, I I'd like to go to like the Linville Gorge. That's I've been watching videos on that, you know. Places like that. Like that's what I want to do. I want to go to like epic places and hang my hammock where people can't camp, and it's off a cliff or at a waterfall or something like that. I mean, that's what I want. So, but yeah. So anyway, aside from that, like I said earlier, you know, I hit the 400 miles uh, just earlier today. So that was pretty cool. Um, and haven't drank in 4 years, and in 4 years, it's like a bunch of my friends kind of ditched me, and they've never, you know, I haven't had much contact with them. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the kind of stuff that happens. But um, aside from that, it's been a good weekend. It was good to get out. I got a couple days left on the job I'm working on. So I got to get back on that Monday. Probably be wrapped up either late Tuesday or like a half a day on Wednesday. And then I have some things that I have to take care of. Might go up to my camper then after that for a couple days and just kind of relax. So yeah, but I definitely wanted to try to get out this weekend. and just, just hit that kind of short weekend so that I could get to that like 400 miles. So, so that's basically where I'm at, and I'm tired. Uh, I did, I think total, it's like 19.7. I did 2.5 yesterday, and then whatever 17 or something today, and it was easy trail, but I was surprised, like, because this is like a PATC area, and there is some sections where, I mean, the trail was completely overgrown, and I don't care. I was just surprised about that. And being that it's like kind of out of season for like tons of hikers to be running through here, right after lunch, I got hit in this storm of freaking cobwebs, and it slowed me down because it pissed me off. I mean, it was so many, and then it was like it was probably like an hour and a half of it, and I until I saw somebody coming the other way, and then I was like, oh great, So then, mostly like the rest of the day, it was cool, and but yeah, God, it just drove me nuts. Um, just it happens. So whatever. But so yeah, but yeah, it was a good day. I kind of lollygagged too. It's like the trail was so easy. It was almost like put me in the negative. Like it was so easy that like I just kind of lollygagged most of the time, and I just didn't really like, dig my trekking poles in and just bust it out, because I probably could have maybe ended up doing more, but it was just a nice day. Like it was a cool breeze, like constantly all day. It was like a nice cool breeze. It wasn't hot. It wasn't humid, and yeah, it was just a nice day. So just kind of trucking along. So that's how it all worked out. So uh, I have like 5 miles to get to Bears Den Hostel, and then it's like another mile to the Snickers Gap tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is, because I like to, when I do these sections, I try to figure out my parking and which is going to be the easiest, number one, and also the safest parking. Um, and so tomorrow I'm going to get out of here early, most likely, because this morning I just kind of screwed around. I was just, I wasn't on a trail till 7:30. Usually I'm on the trail at like 6:45. But anyway, so tomorrow what I'm going to do, I'm going to first stop at Bears Den. I hope somebody should probably be there. And I want to ask them about their parking situation for section hikers. I think you might have to pay some to go, and that's fine with me. But I think I saw, it might have been their website, they said about you can park there. And if I can do that, then I'll just wait there for the shuttle. I'll call the shuttle and have her come there. And if they just say, no, there's not really much parking going on there, I'll just go the extra mile to that Snickers Gap. So that's basically the plan for tomorrow. Just, 5 or 6 miles out of here, and get the shuttle back to my truck, and then, drive home. So, I won't get home too late, and, get back home and get back into the swing of things. So good night. Oh, it's about 6:20 in the morning. I got my coffee going. The one thing I like about having um, the two separate pots now is I got coffee on, like, that I'm drinking, and then I got using up the rest of the alcohol fuel and getting the water ready for the second coffee. So yeah, I woke up at 1 in the morning for about 20 minutes, and then I fell back asleep till 5. And then I got up and just took my tarp down, got my food bag, and then just started doing my coffee. So, but yeah, it's a really nice morning. The stream is sounds cool. So yeah, so I'm a little groggy, probably from sleeping close to the water like that, but so yeah, it's a nice morning here. Not too cold. So it is getting to that time though where it's starting to get cooler, and I'm gonna have to switch, use my warmer underquilts and stuff. So, but yeah, so it's gonna be a nice day. I was back on trail at 7:30, and I climbed up to the top of the mountain, and then I saw the two couples with the little girl that I saw last night. And actually at the top there was a sweet campsite right on the top, and there's a big fire ring there, place for tents and hammocks. But I walked and checked it out, and I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. And then the little girl was like, she's like, hey, I remember you from last night. And then I was talking to her, asking if she liked night hiking and if she was scared. And so I asked her parents if I could give her a gift. So I gave her I gave the girl my headlamp, and we put it on her. And then I trail named her Glow Plug. So she was all happy that she has a cool name. So that was fun. So anyway, this trip cost me an extra $30 because of that one.